Peace and blessings, y'all. This is Brother Dooley, aka the Beantown Ghetto Shaman. That's right. In the park. I was doing my morning run. About to do some weightlifting, do some qigong, some tai chi, and but I wanted to do this this video for the family out there. I did a video. Hold up. Let me say what up to this tree for a second. Nice one. Peace. Thank you. Thank y'all. Yeah, I did a video on Facebook for the Facebook family. I'm on the Facebook if y'all try to find me too, under Abdul K. Wilkins, and I did a joint on my experience yesterday, and so I wanted to do a video for people on YouTube to see what my experience was about, and to share some information and different things about the sacred toad, BUFO. Okay. First and foremost, for those who might not be familiar with who I am, or might be first time you watching my video, again, my name is Brother Dooley, aka the Beantown Ghetto Shaman. I was given that title myself. I'm from Boston, we say Beantown, but I was given that title myself because one day I was starting cars on the street, stalled cars on the street with my energy, with my chi, you know. And I've been doing qigong and tai chi and qigong over 20 years and stuff, and you know, studied with different teachers and stuff, man. But yeah, one day it started like that, man. Just seen this car on the street. This guy, he couldn't get his car started, so I just projected my chi. First of all, I visualized the energy coming from the heavens, from the sky, and coming down through the crown of my head. And then I seen the energy coming through my hands, and then I seen it going into his engine. And you know, I told dude to start the car. He started the car started up, and his mind was blown. He was like, yo, he's like, I wish I had some money, I would pay you, da 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 da. So I did that. I started experimenting with that more and more, seeing how I could, like, opportunities when I was seeing people's car stalled on the street. I was like, let me see if I could do this again, because, you know, there's a part of me that has a very logical, scientific mind as well. And that part of me is like, okay, if this is an actual fact, if this is something that's true, I should be able to reduplicate this particular experience, which I did. So that allowed me to know that, you know, the chi energy, all that stuff is real. It's real. All that stuff is real when you cultivate it, when you learn how to use it. You know, I'm considered a Reiki master. I've been doing Reiki for over 10 years, probably like 13 years now. And also, I've studied under a lot of different traditions, with Shambhala Reiki, Kundalini Reiki, Rising Star Healing System, Pranic Healing, different things. So the chi work is great. It's a great tool to heal yourself, to do all kinds of things. Recently, I've been looking into aerokinesis, and something told me that I can really get one with the wind and move the wind and stuff. So I'm working on that. When I get a better understanding of that, I get some progress, I'll definitely make some videos on that, because we definitely have more than 5 senses. If those aren't familiar out there, there's many senses beyond just the sight, the touch, the smell, and all that. You know, my wife this was maybe a couple of months ago, she had an experience with telekinesis. You know, she actually moved her cell phone with her mind. So that, I was very proud of my wife when she had that experience, because my wife is very psychic as well. And I even was in a school of thought where so many years ago, and this school of thought was to develop your psychic abilities. And they started us off with actually telekinesis, actually moving small objects. In the case with our homework, we would take a little bowl of water, and we would put either a toothpick or a little match, and we would spend minutes, maybe hours, just using our concentration to move the match, or the the Q-tip or whatever. So yeah, it's interesting. And in India, they would label that as your siddhis, SIDDHI, and these were not supernatural abilities, but actual natural abilities that we all have, but forgot about, and then somebody said peace. What's going on, my friend? We forgot about those abilities, but they was called the SIDDHI cities, and there's plenty of information out there to show and prove that we could go beyond our five senses. There's so many enlightened masters out there that have proven that we could do these things. There's one guy in particular. His name is Milarepa, Mila, REPA. And I remember in the early 2000s, I was studying. Yeah, we don't need that. It's true. But guess what, my friend? Those who are new onto the path, you know what I mean? Some people might need a reference point, you know what I mean? Like more seasoned vets, right? People that have been doing this for a minute, or just already aware, they don't need a master. You your own guru, you know what I mean? You're your own sage, you're your own master, and that's very true. But for those out there that's new to the game, you know what I mean? The novice out there, they need a reference point. You have some motherfuckers out there that literally think they're going crazy because they're waking up, and because of that, they need a reference point, and they need a level to have someone out there to let them know they okay. You know what I mean? For instance, I'll give you an example, brother. I have a good friend of mine. She's straight from the projects. You know what I mean? I'm from Boston, by the way. I grew up in the inner city of Roxbury, and this sister even got shot where she lived over there and everything. She a real nice woman, real nice woman, you know what I mean? And peace, and one day she was running. She didn't come from no metaphysical background, no spiritual background, nothing. Straight up, very orthodox church. One day she was running, right? And she was running so fast, she was in that zone that she started to levitate off the ground for a couple of seconds, a couple of inches off the ground. And she freaked out, yo. You know what I mean? She was looking around, seeing if it actually happened, and, questioning her experience at that moment. She went home and she told her mother what happened, right? Now, her mom said, most people would think, the mama would be like, yo, you tripping or whatever, right? Her mom said to her, girl, that ain't nothing. Don't you know in the early 20s I did the same thing? She said, that run in our family. Not only did her mom go through it when she was in her early 20s, her brother and her sister had the same experience as well. You know what I mean? Her brother was in that zone, what they call that runner's high or whatever. He was running so fast, he closed his eyes for a second, and next thing you know, he was up in the tree. He closed his eyes for a second, something like a branch hit him in the head, and he was like, what's that? Opened his eyes, he was in the tree. Didn't know how he got way up in the tree. You know what I mean? Her sister went through a similar thing as well. A car was about to hit her. She levitated over the car. She had witnesses. One lady that seen the whole thing she was freaking out. You know what I mean? So, okay, we got some comments here. Let me get this so I could continue with my build. I experienced that for first time a couple of weeks ago. That's powerful. Feeling the flow during a good run. Wow. Experiencing yourself from outside yourself. Yeah. Okay, peace. So the thing is this, is that most people, because we live in this time of Kali Yuga, which they would label that within the Hindu context of this Iron Age, you know, they would see this as an age where most people are asleep or wouldn't understand that they have these capabilities within them, you know. But also at the age of Kali, or the age of Iron Age, this is where you have most masters, enlightened masters, come out the woodworks. You know what I mean? Because if you look at the more enlightening ages, be it the age of silver or the age of the golden age or what have you, there was no need for searching. There was no need to say like, hey, you know what I mean? I'm striving for enlightenment, or I want to look in towards myself, because everything around you seems perfect. You know what I mean? Everyone's eye is open. Everyone's dealing with telepathy. Everyone is dealing with the level of teleportation, all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? So during these ages, when we was near the central sun, when we knew who we were, you know what I mean? There was no need to go beyond. That's why you have a lot of symbolic stories, such as the story of Siddhartha Gautama Buddha, or Shakyamuni Buddha. You know what I mean? What is these symbolic stories were trying to tell you something. When you have it all good, it's a rarity that you go outside your box. You know what I mean? The so-called story of Shakyamuni Buddha was that he lived in royalty. He lived at peace. You know, he had everything at his fingertips. You know what I mean? And then his royal family made it, sheltered him from suffering. So he didn't have a need to look within. You know what I mean? So during the golden age, there was no need for people to look in. But during the age of Kali, during the Iron Age, during the age of strife, ignorance, war, all these other things, disconnection from spirit, that's where you get most of the real masters, because it has the perfect setting for that type of condition, for things, for people to want to look within. You know what I mean? Another good book to check out for those who need a reference is Faces in the Smoke. I forgot the author's name. He's an anthropologist, but the book is awesome. He's a filmmaker too, and he filmed some of the healers in this film, which he talks about in this book, because he was a European dude that grew up in South Africa, and he's seen a lot of mystical shit when he was a little boy. And when he tried to come to his family and ask them about the things that he's seen, they just brushed it off. But it kept a lingering state of curiosity within him, to the point when he became an adult, that curiosity never left him. And he traveled the world interviewing and sitting with different healers, right? There's one chapter in there about Haiti. Hold up, somebody else is saying something here. I'm gonna try to build for a second. How I do my videos, I'm gonna build, then I'm gonna go back to the old comments, and I'm gonna make a comment or try to answer questions. But I'm just gonna go with the flow. All right, y'all. There's a chapter in Haiti. There's a chapter in Haiti on this particular chapter. Out of all the amazing people within this daggone book that he talks about, the chapter in Haiti really blew my mind, because they have a chapter in there talking about the secret society of flying men. Now, the author that learns about this secret society he actually he met this guy. He went by the nickname of Saint Germain. They talk about this in the book. Saint Germain actually takes him to this ceremony where it's the secret society of flying men. What happens is motherfuckers almost kill this white boy, because when he comes there, they looking at him like, listen, man, he ain't initiated. Why the fuck is he here? You know what I mean? So he almost got, right? He ended up meeting up with this brother later on, Saint Germain. And it's funny that he takes the nickname after the historical Saint Germain, who was dealing with a lot with alchemy and different things. But he ended up meeting this guy back at the hotel. And this dude, is still trying to, I mean, what's so funny, especially in this Western world, how we're taught in the school system to be very logical thinkers, very left brain thinkers. You know what I mean? We don't come from a very balanced educational system where we apply to our right brain as well, or you know, dealing with that creative and more intuitive side. It's not exercised here in this country, or even in this Western world as it should be. So this guy is still on the tip of logic. Like, you know what? I think, you know, I just think y'all was just trying to rob me or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm paraphrasing the book right now. But you know what I mean? I don't believe anything y'all was going to do with this flying thing. So he was trying to get Saint Germain drunk too, right? He was giving him rum and everything so he could really try to mess with his subconscious. So, he's like, I don't believe none of what you Haitian people are saying. Da, da, da. So you know what dude do? And they talk about this in this chapter. Dude teleports and goes to the other hotel where this guy's stuff is at, brings back his journal, his notebook, puts it on the table. I mean, he dematerialized, got his stuff and rematerialized. Yo, the dude that's writing the book still was talking shit. Still was like, well, you know, we was just drinking. Maybe I just blinked out for a minute, and maybe I just left my notepad here and didn't realize it. And so I'm like, yo, this dude, man. Some people were so conditioned, you know. So dude's frustrated at this point. At this point, he's like, yo, fuck this. You know, if you don't believe me that we hold magic, that we could hold it down like this, I'm about to really show you something. Dude ran through the wall. You know what I mean? Dude ran through the wall. You know what I mean? He straight up ran through the wall in their hotel room. And when the author, when he went outside the door, he's seen Saint Germain laying on the side of the wall there. Like, now you believe me? You know what I mean? Type ish. So it's wild. I'm just mentioning all this because there's a lot of people out there might not be aware of these things. And for those who are aware of these things, God bless you. You know what I mean? Keep on continuing to spread that message and wake other people up. You know what I mean? Like I was saying, Milarepa was someone that I really related to around early 2000 because I was studying. I went through many different schools of thought. But during that time when I was studying Mahayana Vajrayana Buddhism, I related to this dude because he was considered a criminal. You know what I mean? How I grew up from a very parents that were very spiritual, very loving. But I grew up right around the corner from two warring projects. You know what I mean? And I've seen a lot of things growing up. You know what I mean? So the saints, the sinners that turn to saints, you know, I always related to them. You know what I mean? So Milarepa, I'll go real short with this, and then I'm gonna go straight into this BUFO thing because I don't know how much energy I got on this damn thing that I'm filming right now. Milarepa, I forgot what year he was lived. He lived around the same time as Saint Francis, but this dude was well known to be flying through the sky. People would see him flying through the sky all the time. People's disciples that would try to study with him, they would literally go to the Himalaya mountains, right? They would find his human tracks in the snow. Then the human tracks footprints would turn into tiger prints. You know what I mean? So he was very well known to do shape shifting. which is a very common trait amongst many shamans. You know, I have an elder that told me he shapeshifted many of times, you know what I mean? And he's from, that elder's a hold of many different traditions, Ifa, Yoruba, he deal with Apollo, you know what I mean? He deal with and he deal with he's a priest of the Betwi tradition of Gabon. They the ones that hold the time travel plant, the Iboga or Ibogaine. You know what I mean? Ibogaine ain't no joke. The first time I heard about Ibogaine was through the book Supernatural through Graham Hancock. You know what I mean? And that's when I was like, wow, okay, Iboga is the time travel plant, that it can help with addiction. That's what it's mainly used for. Like throughout Europe right now, they got people using Iboga in clinical settings where these people are who are meth addicts, crack addicts, you name it, cokeheads, like straight up alcoholics, whatever. Thing still going? Yeah, is it still going on here? See, I gotta plug this damn thing in because it's daggone about to about that daggone cut off on me. But if it cut off on me, I'm gonna try to plug this back in. We'll go to part 2 with this, all right, family? But yeah, it's like an overnight recovery for these people without no withdrawal symptoms, no nothing. And it's amazing, you know what I mean? It's amazing, you know what I mean? Because these people, the reason why there's no withdrawal symptoms or anything, because these people that take the Iboga, they literally open up a parallel universe for themselves. And they actually go within that parallel reality and say, for instance, the first time they shot up or sniffed that line or whatever, they could go to that party and replay that whole scenario, but have a different outcome to it. So at the party, instead of sniffing that line, they might be like, yo, you know what? Say to their friend, be like, yo, you know what? I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm all right. I'll just drink a beer tonight or whatever, you know? So in all actuality, they never took the drug, you know what I mean? So when they come back from that shamanic experience, when they come back from that Iboga ceremony, in all actuality, written in their DNA, they literally reprogram their DNA. So that's why when they come back from these journeys or these ceremonies, there's no level of withdrawal symptoms for them. There's no level of, there's like a 90% success rate with kicking the addiction. So it's amazing, you know, and instead of like giving these people who are addicted to meth, you know, or whatever, and having them on methadone, which is just another addictive drug, you know what I mean? The cycle continues. But we already know, man, these things are by design. We already know that the pharmaceutical industry is a $300 billion or more yearly industry. So, you know, Big Pharma makes a lot of money off of people being sick, off of many people being addicts and all these things. But, you know, this comes along with the package with Kali Yuga. But the toad. And I want to actually pick this up. I'll probably pick this up on part 2 when because this phone's about to die. And I don't want to just start it and just be like, boom, womp, womp. He was about to go into it, but he wasn't able to finish it. But I've been dealing with many teaching plants and fungi over the years. I've used psilocybin mushrooms or the sacred fungi over 10 years in my own personal healing. And I've seen how it has healed me in so many different ways. I've been able to see many of my past lives, to see that this type of work, I've been continuing this type of work from lifetime to lifetime. You know, I've time traveled with the sacred fungi. I've been able to tap into the Akashic records where I was able to see the ancient galactic wars and stuff firsthand. Like I'm in the dry, like I was in this.